Spring has finally sprung. Check out the sunny skies, but will this last?
Find out what local police are planning to help cut down on violence on Greek Row.
And what NIU is doing to help improve the lives of people living with autism. NTC News starts now.
You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
Hello, I'm Brandon Giese. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Martin Sotello. It's Thursday, April 12th, and this is NTC News.
After record cold temperatures last weekend, we finally get to see some sun.
Jacob Montesano is outside and joins us now with more on this.
Well, I'm right outside Husky Stadium on this beautiful day in DeKalb. This happens to be the warmest day in DeKalb since early October. Now, unfortunately, this weather won't be lasting as we see significant rainfall in the forecast for the weekend and into next week. That will also accompany with some temperatures dropping. So if you want to get outside and have some fun, today is the best day to do it, as this weather will not continue over the next couple of days. More details will be coming up in just a little bit. Back to you guys.
The Student Association has admitted to violating the Illinois Open Meeting Act after a 2016 lawsuit was filed against the organization. The SA was sued by former SA Senator Sid Kincaid when he was brought in to testify against former SA Vice President Reggie Bates, who was tried for neglect of duty. Kincaid says that during the trial he was forced to wait outside until it was his turn to speak, which is an open meeting violation. The SA filed a motion to dismiss Kincaid's claim because it was filed after a 60-day time limit for complaints. The DeKalb County Court ruled in Kincaid's favor and awarded him $7,500 in legal fees.
DeKalb Police will be implementing student suggestions to help make Greek Row a safer community. 14 gun-related incidents occurred last semester after August 19th. DeKalb Police held 2 forums last fall to hear student concerns and formulate a safety plan. One idea the department is looking to implement is a Safe Walk app that can track where the individual is going. The department's also promoted several officers to commanders to add further protection to the area.
Lord Stanley's reopens this week after being condemned for several days. Last Friday, Fireline Safety Inspection deemed the building unsafe after seeing rat traps near coolers and significant safety concerns in the basement. Owners of the property made improvements over the weekend in hopes to quickly lift condemnation. Inspections returned Monday and deemed the building up to code. The coffee shop, Common Grounds, was also affected in condemnation and is currently relocating.
The Student Association has expanded into 5 districts. With fewer students living in residence halls, the Senate voted to combine Districts 1 and 2 while splitting Districts 3. The districts represent different groups of students and have 7 senators per district. The Student Association's goal is to create a better representation of the student body.
April is National Autism Awareness Month. For over 50 years, the Autism Society has been visiting different communities to promote awareness.
Through services, programs, they support those living with autism. NTC News reporter Andrew Heisman found out what NIU is doing to support the cause.
Northern Illinois University's Department of Early and Special Education held its Community Learning Series event, Connecting the Dots, on Tuesday. The event included resource tables from many different organizations, a panel discussion with experts on the topic, and of course, snacks. The goal of this event was to educate and provide the community resources to help those struggling with autism. Associate Professor in the Department of Early and Special Education, Sarah Johnston Rodriguez, believes this event helps in many ways.
It's a community event, and we have a panel of 6 experts in the area. Everything from legal expertise, person-centered planning, to innovative programs out in the community.
During the event, many different topics and statistics about autism were addressed, but the main focus of the night was the transition from the school system to the adult world. Once kids with autism become young adults and graduate from high school, many of them no longer get the help and care they need. This is why Professor in Special and Early Education, Tony von Larhoven, believes transition planning should begin as early as possible.
One of the things that we need to do with transition planning is to try to make sure that we make those connections early. So while they're in high school, let's get their families together and then have them connect to a DRS counselor.
This is the only event being held on campus this month to support the cause, but if you would like more information about autism, contact the NIU College of Early and Special Education. For NTC News, I'm Andrew Heiserman.
To learn more about what autism is and how it affects people, go to their website.
Next on our menu, a restaurant in the student center is run by students. Find out more.
And aspiring young filmmakers show off their work on the big screen. All this and more next on NTC News.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in! Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ache than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Thank you. You got a key?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
This week in politics, the United States is gearing up for a potential military intervention in Syria.
And Congress plays host to an unlikely guest. Carl Reevy has this week's stories in the political pit stop.
Thanks, guys. Tensions continue to rise between the United States and Russia as President Trump threatens to send missiles to Syria. The threat came early yesterday following a suspected chemical attack on Syrian civilians by the Assad regime on Saturday. Mr. Trump tweeted that Russia should get ready for the strike and criticized them for being allies with a gas-killing animal. Secretary of Defense James Mattis said the attack is still being investigated, but he is prepared to conduct a counterstrike if necessary.
We stand ready to provide military options if they're appropriate, as the President determined.
This comes after a Russian ambassador stated that any American missiles targeting Assad's forces would be shot down. California is the latest state to send more National Guard troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. California Governor Jerry Brown agreed to begin the operation yesterday and will be sending 400 troops to the south in the coming weeks. The move works in compliance with President Trump's call for increased border security last week, but is not without controversy. The governor said the troops would focus on fighting crime and would not be enforcing federal immigration laws. The White House has yet to respond to the statement.
U.S. News and World Report named NIU's Master of Public Administration program number 4 in the nation. The program produces 1/3 of city managers in Illinois. NIU's Master of Public Administration program is also ranked number 15 in the specifically finance of budgeting category. NIU tied with the University of Southern California in the 4th spot. Teachers say the program has a 95% job placement record within 6 months of graduation. Have you ever wondered where the best quality food on campus is for a good price? NTC reporter Sarah Rasmussen has the answer. She went to Ellington's restaurant and found out why it's turning heads.
Ellington's is a restaurant run by NIU students located in the Home Student Center. Unique and healthy options like a palmetto salad is the reason why this venue is becoming a hotspot. Ellington's offers food options for those with a stricter diet. Nutrition dietetics and hospitality management majors are learning what goes into running a restaurant on their own. One of the teacher's assistants says prepping the food itself takes a lot of work.
We start prepping actually a day in advance. We try to get a lot of the preparation done the morning before, and then we get here at 8 a.m. and start prepping the rest of it the day of service.
Students take turns in different positions of the restaurant and get opportunities to be in management throughout the semester. Chef Brian Flowers oversees the students and helps them when needed. Since taking this class, a hospitality and tourism major says she's had a change of heart in what career she wants to go into.
I've learned a lot in this class, and it's again helped me figure out that I really like the restaurant and food side of things more so than the hotel side. And I think that that was a pretty big shift for me, even though I'm about to graduate. It's, you know, it was a good little light bulb that went on, and without this class, I don't think that would have really happened.
Ellington's average number of reservations is between 30 to 70 every week. This week, Ellington's had almost 80 reservations on Tuesday. Reservations aren't required, but they help the young chefs know how much food they need to prep. Senior psychology major Stephanie Lorenz has been to Ellington's 3 times. She says it's a good way to support the students.
I just think it's a really great way to support like the local, like not only community, but also just like your fellow peers.
Lorenz plans to go every Tuesday and Thursday with friends for the rest of the semester. Ellington's is run by 2 different classes. Each day it's open. On Tuesdays, the class known as Shaddocks operates the restaurant, and the Patch runs it on Thursdays. From NTC News, I'm Sarah Rasmussen.
You can book your Ellington's reservation on MyNAU or Yelp.
Einstein's Bagels and Coffee is now open and will be only after 2 locations staying in business during renovations of the Home Student Center. The store is located in the basement of the Founders Memorial Library. Since opening on Tuesday, the manager says business has been very good, serving an average of 400 students during the lunch rush.
Child care options for NIU students are expanding this summer. Campus Child Care is merging with Child Development Lab to become the Child Development and Family Center. This merger will allow for year-round child care and increase in enrollment. Those who wish to enroll their kids for the summer have until Monday to complete the application.
Female athletics are painting pinky nails red to raise awareness for sexual assault. Operation Jungle Red is an event to help support sexual assault survivors. Statistics show 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men are sexually assaulted in college. This week alone, female athletes painted 85 nails. They are encouraging students to show off their red pinky, not only to show support, but to show that negative behavior will not be tolerated on campus.
For student filmmakers here at NIU, ongoing event marks what could be the start of an impressive film career.
This week is the annual Safety Bites Film Festival, which ends tonight in Cole Hall's Jameson Auditorium.
NTC reporter Ryan Naughton sits down with Laura Vasquez, the founder of Reality Bites, to get more insight on what this event means for the students.
Guys, I'm here with Dr. Laura Vasquez, professor of digital media production and theory. Today we're going to talk about something that you established back in 2001, the Reality Bites Film Festival, which is happening this week. Why did you develop it back in 2001?
At the time when I came to NIU, there were not any film festivals in this area for student films and student filmmakers. So our niche is student films.
Mm-hmm.
That was the reason I wanted a place for my students to display their work. Then when it was fairly limited in scope, my students kept winning and winning and winning, so people kept dropping out.
Yes.
So we then opened it up, put it on Without a Box. This year we were on Film Freeway, which are aggregators for film festivals.
So it's happening this week. How many films would you say were sent in?
Oh, there were about 70 films sent in that the students in my class reviewed, and they filtered it down to about 30. And of those 30, we've probably screened 15 maybe films.
What different kind of genres of films do you have?
Oh, we have everything. We have animations, we have narratives, and we have documentaries. And they are produced by high school students, college students, and occasionally we'll get somebody from graduate school who will submit something.
How many people would you say attended so far this week?
Well, the first night we had about 250 people. Last night we had about 200. So we're hoping to have a good turnout tonight for our guest speaker.
Who is your guest speaker?
Our guest speaker is Joe Brown. He is a documentary filmmaker. He's from Marquette, and he teaches also at Marquette. And his current film is called Operation Wolf Patrol. And that film is about illegal wolf hunting in northern Wisconsin. And it's quite a controversial.
Will that film be presented tonight at all?
He will be showing us, I think, a 12-minute clip of the film, so people will get a real sense of what that film is like, and he'll be talking about the politics around being a filmmaker who's both an advocate and an activist. He also runs an environmental film festival at Marquette.
What can you expect from the guest speaker tonight?
I expect a very interesting conversation about the time he and the hunters confronted, and the police were there, and they arrested him and took his camera. And I'd like to know more details about that, so I'm hoping he'll tell all those stories.
So overall, you're very pleased with this year's film festival?
Absolutely. And last night's response was wonderful. People really appreciate the films, and people came back. Community members came in, and they just really had a good time because they're all shorts, and they're made by students, and they're fabulous.
Are you hoping for more of the same next year?
Yeah, I just turned on next year's festival, so I'm hoping we'll get films for next year. This year we had a remarkable number of high school films submitted, and those are truly impressive.
Okay, thank you for joining us today.
Back
to you guys at the desk.
We already saw Jacob outside enjoying this beautiful weather, didn't we, Martin?
Yeah, we sure did, Brandon. Let's check in with him again to see if the sunny skies are here to stay.
Well, like I said earlier, unfortunately, we won't be seeing this warm weather continue as we see rain and colder temperatures occurring over the next several days. As we look at tonight, we'll see cloudy skies with a slight chance of a rain shower, but nothing heavy is expected tonight. With a high of 69 and low of 34, this will be the warmest we'll see for a while. The winds will be just 15 to 20 miles per hour. And as we look into Friday, we'll see scattered thunderstorms mainly in the morning, and we'll see showers in the afternoon, with a high of 67 and low of 39 expected. And as we look into Saturday, we'll see thunderstorms likely with much windier conditions and colder temperatures, with a high of 45 and low of 32. The winds will also be gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour and could even occur to 40 miles per hour at times. And as we look into Sunday, we'll see rain and snow occur on Sunday, with rain in the morning and snow occurring in the afternoon, with a high of just 36 and a low of just 24, although the winds will be dying down a little to just 15 to 20 miles per hour. And as we look at the week ahead, we'll see temperatures warmer than what they were Sunday, but colder than what they were today. We'll see a high of just 42 on Monday with cloudy skies, a high of 51 on Tuesday with sunny skies, and rain expected Wednesday with a high of 53. Back to you guys.
Up next on NTC News, the softball team swung and missed it this week in MAC play.
And find out how this week's leader of the pack is hitting home runs both on and off the field. Stay with us.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
Drop that baby.
Just like the weather, I had the opportunity to catch up with star outfielder Scooter Bynum in this week's Leader of the Pack. Senior outfielder Scooter Bynum is a well-rounded player. He possesses all the skills, a good glove, speed, and arm, power and contact. But this transfer student does much more for his team as he leads by example.
Baseball is an individual action sport where a bunch of individuals come together as a team, so you want to be as best as you can be at your certain position. So that's what I just try to do. I just try to be as good as possible at my position just to help the team.
And Scooter does help the team in many ways. He's always bringing a positive outlook to the field and keeping his teammates' heads up. Coach Mike Kunagonis sees Scooter's impact on his team and realizes it's contagious.
Yeah, I think he's been a guy that's been leading by example. You know, he's not the guy that's going to tell somebody to go and, hey, you go do this, you go do that. He's leading from the front of the pack.
Scooter knows his role very well. He recognizes how his positive attitude impacts his team much more than any skill ever could. And as a senior, he knows that his time is limited, but he wants to keep impacting this team long after he is gone.
People remember me as a guy who tried to make everybody else better. You know what I mean? Just nothing negative about me. You want to be as positive as possible. I'm a big positive energy guy.
Scooter's positive outlook and all-around skill leaves him as this week's leader of the pack. Scooter is looking forward to the rest of the season and is hoping his baseball career continues after he leaves NIU.
Even though the semester is coming to an end, NIU sports teams are still in the middle of their season.
Yes, they are, Martin. And, you know, NTC reporter Mackenzie Meadows is going to be here to update us on everything Husky athletics.
Thanks, guys. Staying with Husky baseball, let's slide into their exciting week of gameplay. The baseball team's momentum is heating up after back-to-back wins. The Huskies defeated Trinity Christian College 6-1 yesterday. The team bats were hot as they tied their season high in hits at 15 and racked up all of their runs in the first 4 innings. The Huskies improved their overall record to 11-20 and will travel to Kent, Ohio this weekend for a 3-game series against the Golden Flashes. As NIU's baseball team bats were heating up, national baseball team tempers were also heating up. Not one, but 2 big fights broke out during baseball games on Wednesday. One involved the Yankees and the Red Sox. The Red Sox pitcher struck a Yankees player with a pitch for sliding spikes into a teammate's ankles. There was also a fight earlier in the day between the Rockies and Padres, clearing their benches in a huge brawl at the plate. Now to the ladies on the diamond. The softball team lost a pair of games in a doubleheader by 1 run at Marion Bell Field on Wednesday to the Ball State Cardinals. The Cardinals defeated the Huskies 1-0 in the first game. Junior outfielder Katie Lamick had the only hit of the game with a double up the middle. The Cardinals took the second game 6-5 to clinch the nightcap. The Huskies head to the University of Toledo for a 3-game series to take on the Rockets on Friday at 3 p.m. The golf team took 12th place on Monday after the Missouri Tiger Invitational after finishing in 2nd place last season. The Huskies finished 29 over par after the 3 rounds of play, finishing with a combined score of 893. Out of the 5 Huskies sent to the Invitational, junior Thomas DeMarco swung his way into the top 20, finishing 1 over par. DeMarco kept his strokes in the low 70s in his rounds and finished the Invitational at 217. The Huskies head to the Boiler Marker Invitational in Indiana on Saturday for a 2-day tournament. The volleyball team added 2 defensive specialists to finalize their 2018 recruiting class. The students have had success on the local, regional, and national level. They are the 5th and 6th additions to the volleyball roster, joining a handful of students from across the Midwest. Head coach Ray Gooden is excited about bringing in such a balanced class. That will be it for NTC Sports, and as always, go Huskies. Let's send it back to the desk.
Husky sports fans are preparing for NIU Athletics' 3rd annual Victor E. Ball. The event is designed to raise money to cover the full attendance or cost of attendance scholarships for student athletes. A Chicago Bears Hall of Famer, a former Chicago Cub, and a Chicago Bull NBA champion will be a part of the panel discussion at this year's event. It will also include a silent auction for sports memorabilia and trips to games with the football team. On average, the event raises over $175,000 annually. The event takes place on Saturday at 5:30 in the Naperville Conference Center.
That's it for today. Thanks for joining us.
In collaboration with WNIJ, we're going to leave you now with the band Lever singing Mislead. It will air Thursday night at 7 on 89.5 FM at WNIJ.org. Enjoy the sunshine, everyone.
Leading our teams, can you say this?